So, Jenelle, you're hosting your official divorce party at Spearmint Rhino, New York City. What can fans expect to see at this party?
It's going to be a lot of fun, and the vibe is sexy and glam and just being free and being yourself.
hmm And why is this divorce party important to you after your breakup?
It's really important for me because I'm closing an old chapter in my life and I'm moving on independently, and the safety for my kids and moving away from toxic energy and just starting out fresh.
And what exactly is going to be going on? I feel I know you can't like spill all the secrets, but like what are some of the things that fans can expect to see when they're at this party? I feel like I had never heard of this type of party before.
Yeah, I really wanted to throw this party because it's a big deal for me, and actually for my friends that I close this chapter in this relationship. And there's going to be a lot of different, I would say, a lot of different guests are being invited, and a lot of different guests are going to show up, so I'm really excited for everyone to see.
Well, speaking of guests, I saw that you showed up and you were hanging out with Farah. I know that she also had like a show. What was it like reuniting with her?
Yeah, she's great. She's sober now, and she really has her head on her shoulders. Like, it's just it's a 180 completely different from what I used to see when she was back when she was 16 and when we were younger. So
hmm And do you keep in touch with any of the other Teen Mom cast or 16 and Pregnant cast? Do you have any friendships there? Or is there anyone from the Teen Mom world that might be showing up at your show?
yes, I did invite Farah. She said that she was going to come, and then I also invited some other cast members who, I think a few of them are coming. So yeah, there should be a few from the show.
hmm And do you regularly keep in contact with any of them? Do you have any friendships with any of them? Maybe outside, or just like just a regular friendship?
Yeah, we keep up here and there. We text, and we keep up with each other and check in.
How did you know it was time to move on from your past relationship? Was there a tipping point when you knew that that was time to move on from?
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of people ask me that, and it's like a light switch kind of went off in my head. I kind of woke up one day and was like, I'm sick of dealing with, living with someone who I don't get along with so much that it's like we're roommates. And it was very toxic and disrespectful. And, I'm happier now, and I'm not walking on eggshells, and everyone's anxiety level is down. So
Mhm.
it's
And
been good.
and what have you learned about yourself in this new chapter of your life since you're split? I feel like you must have learned a lot of things about yourself in this kind of experience.
Yeah, I think one very important thing for me is that I haven't been single for a very long time. And that's in every relationship I've been in. And I've also jumped into new relationships so much that I think it was very important to teach myself how to be alone. And I think that everyone needs that time and period in their life where they're alone and you find yourself.
No, I feel like that's really wise to take time for yourself, especially after an experience like that. Is that kind of your current mindset right now towards dating? Are you really just focusing on yourself and your kids at this time?
Yeah, right now, I mean, my life is so busy, like without a boyfriend, that I don't even feel like I have the time for a boyfriend. I mean, I'm out there on dating apps, but really, I leave everyone on red, and I kind of feel bad about it. But like, I'm focusing on my kids, focusing on my life. And yeah, things are so calm and peaceful right now. I want to keep it that way.
Yeah. No, that's totally understandable. You have been really open about your split. How do you hope that that might help other women who've been in a similar situation to yourself?
Yeah, I think that, a lot of people, a lot of girls reach out and they're like, when was that time that you knew you were ready? And I think that, you will wake up and you will realize the day that you're ready to leave, and you will be strong enough, and you can be strong enough by yourself. And there's a lot of what ifs. If I leave him, like, what am I going to do? Can I support myself? Can I do it by myself? But you will find the strength.
And looking back at your time in the spotlight from 16 and pregnant to teen mom to now, what advice would you give to your younger self if you could give your younger self advice?
I would say be more patient, and you know you don't have to have um you don't have to have a bunch of friends around you to make you comfortable and focus on family. Don't focus so much on relationships.
Do you have any regrets, or is there anything that you would change, or is do you I feel like when I look back at my past, I'm like that made me who I am today. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah, I definitely don't regret everything I went through because I feel like if I didn't go through all the things I did go through, I wouldn't be the person I am today and I wouldn't have learned all those life lessons.
Mhm. And going through everything that you've been through and everything with your ex, what advice would you give to other women who are in a similar situation that you were with your ex, that are maybe looking to like get out of that kind of situation?
I would say try to focus on, your mental health. Ask yourself, are you happy in the relationship that you're in? And if you're not, ultimately get out of it. And, you know, children will be happier with two happier, like, children will be happier with two parents that are separated and they have the right mindset versus being together and being toxic all the time.
And speaking of your little ones, how are they doing? I feel like I saw a recent post with you and your daughter, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, twins!" Like you look so like I know that that's how genetics works, but it's always so crazy to see.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's crazy. She's my little mini me and they've been in camp, summer camp and they've been swimming a lot and just staying active and yeah, they're very happy. So, no complaints over there.
Why was Spearmint Rhino the perfect place to have this party that you're going to be having? It seems like a fun, lively place.
Yeah, it's very fun, very lively. Like I said, you can be yourself and I feel like the girls are just like very carefree, it's a judgment-free zone and I feel like everyone can have fun at a gentleman's club.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know that you had mentioned that you're on the dating apps. You're not exactly like swiping right on everyone right now. But if you were to look into the future and like say what attributes you would want in a future partner, what would you be looking for?
I would say definitely financial stability because of what I went through. I feel like, I did it all and, family oriented and has a good career and already established.
Now, I do have to ask, looking back in an iconic moment in your life, I have to talk about the moment with Kesha that went viral on TikTok. Kesha actually
Yeah.
even used the sound. When that was happening, did you have any idea that that would go down as like one of like an iconic moment in reality TV history?
I had no idea. And you know what? For me, it was just, I'm very passionate about music and I really love her music. So for me, I mean, I was just having fun with it. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm happy I made it to the concert.
And do you like her new music? I know it's like a kind of different vibe, but I still think she's got some good new songs.
No, I definitely love her new songs. Definitely the one with T-Pain that she just came out with. And everyone's like, when are you going to her concert?
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. We need
Yeah.
to revisit the Kesha concert. Um, Now you've navigated so much of your life in the public eye. Well, that might be stressful. What do you think are the positive aspects of that? I feel like your fans who are loyal, they're pretty diehard.
Yeah. And I feel like, sharing my life, it was, very hard for me to share it. But at the same time, I was growing up, like I said, learning life lessons. And I feel like others were also learning life lessons as they were growing up.
Definitely. And I know that you had spoken out a while ago and given an update about how things are going with your mom. Are you able to share an update with fans about your current relationship with her and how things are going with her? Because I feel like they were really excited when you had shared that positive update about both of you.
Yeah, we've been talking from time to time and we've been catching up during the week. And yeah, we're right now we're on civil terms. So
Hmm. Hmm.
things pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
You also revealed that your son, Jace, he's currently living with his dad. Why do you think that that was the right move for him at this time?
Yes, because Jace, he needs to reconnect with his father, and I think it was very important. And I think it was the time for, Jace, he's old enough to where he can handle his own emotions. And I feel like when he was younger, it would have been harder for him if he spent that time with his dad. But now, they reconnected and they're spending time together and he's teaching him guy things, they're catching up, and it's been smooth.
Hmm. Well, I'm really glad for all these positive changes in your life recently. I did want to ask for your divorce party, how can fans who want to attend RSVP to this?
So if fans want to RSVP to my party, they can go to spearmintrhino.nyc.com/Jenelle.